Here today are 25 people you never knew existed. Some of them have gifts that you would love to have, while others have gifts that are truly curses. Some of the items on this list will soothe your soul, while others will make you weep. So hit the like button as we bring you bittersweet real-life scenarios. Subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share this video. 25 is Shark Boy. In India, doctors found 526 teeth in a boy's mouth. In 2019, the 7-year-old boy kept complaining of jaw pain. He was admitted to the hospital, and after doctors scanned and x-rayed his mouth, they found a sac embedded in his lower jaw filled with abnormal teeth. 24. Sultan Kosen the Giant. Sultan had an incredible growth spurt when he was 10 due to a growth hormone released from the pituitary gland in the brain caused when the gland was damaged by a tumor. It's called pituitary gigantism. Due to his extreme size, Sultan was never able to finish high school and instead began working as a farmer to support his family. He could never do much more like hit the basketball court because of his painful joints. They even confined him to crutches. However, he gained fame as the tallest living person on Earth at 251 centimeters, or 8 feet 2.8 inches. Liam Hoekstra is number 23, and he is the Kid Hulk. Liam Hoekstra, or Hoekstra. Liam has a rare genetic condition caused by the deletion of suppression of the gene that produces myostatin. That means he has 40% more muscle than the normal body and very little body fat. Unfortunately, one of the drawbacks he faces is children his age need body fat to feed brain growth and development of the central nervous system. Perhaps this is the reason and the stereotype that hulkish men are somewhat dimwits. They're still asking Californians how they voted for Arnold Schwarzenegger as governor. As for Liam, well, we're still waiting to see him in the movies, but his family's totally content on letting him live a normal life and have no plans to take him to Hollywood for modeling contracts. And that's totally understood. Most of Hollywood is Hollyweird. Number 22, Amou Haji, the filthiest man alive. The Irish Mirror reported in 2014 that the dirtiest man alive was heartbroken from a lover when he was 16 and turned his back on society altogether. For 60 years, he refused to shower. After decades of living off the land in an isolated village of Dija in the southern Iranian, he has now begun to look like his surroundings. He's become the same color as the earth around him, and he totally blends in with his environment. So much to the fact that people say they often mistake him for a rock if he remains still. Number 21, Mayra Hills, the largest breast in the world. Mayra Hills is an online raunchy model with the biggest fake boobs in the world. The German adult model measures 59, 28, 36, with her large breast being 20 pounds per tit. Now, as much as a man likes a good-sized package, this woman's pretty much carrying around a 6-year-old child on her chest every day. She must have a really strong spine. Number 20, Jonathan Pitre, Butterfly Boy. The TSN family was saddened to share the loss of their dear friend, Jonathan Pitre, who passed away at the age of 17 after battling with epidermolysis bullosa, or EB, which is a rare genetic skin condition. He spent his life in intense pain from EB, which caused his skin to endlessly blister, shear, and scar. In severe cases such as Jonathan's, it even pained him to walk, bathe, and even eat. 19 is Cathie Jung, the Hourglass Lady. The smallest waist in the world belongs to Cathie Jung, who stands at only 1.72 meters tall, or 5 feet 8, and has a waist of 15 inches, or 38 centimeters. She was enthralled with corsets and wore them for decades, even though she gave birth to 3 kids. She amazingly still has that very, very slim waist. Number 18 is Nick Stoeberl, the longest tongue. Nick Stoeberl has the longest tongue in the world, and it measures out at 3.97 inches from its tip to the middle of his closed lip. As the world record for the longest tongue, he can even use it to paintbrush and does some pretty amazing paintings. We can only wonder what he does for his wife when the lights go off. Number 17, Chandra Bahadur Dangi, the world's shortest man. Dangi was a Nepali man who was the shortest man in recorded history, measuring only 54.6 centimeters, or 1 foot 9.5 inches tall. Dangi was a primordial dwarf. Sad to say, Dangi died in American Samoa in 2015 at the ripe old age of 75. Number 16 is Edward Niño Hernández, the smallest little man. Hernández is the shortest male living, and he's able to move around without assistance. He has this record because he is 2 feet 4.4 inches tall, or 72 centimeters. 15 is Jaspreet Singh Kalra, the Rubber Man of India. He's also known as the Boneless Man, and his ability is superhuman. He can complete a 360-degree rotation with his hands, dislocate his shoulders, rotate his neck and torso 180 degrees, and can touch his shoulders with his feet. When most of us are in a deep sleep, he's focused on expanding his superhuman ability. Number 14, Garry Turner, the Elastic Man. Garry Turner from the UK is able to stretch the skin of his stomach to a shocking length of 15.8 centimeters or 6.25 inches due to a rare medical condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. The disorder that is given him the nickname Elastic Man is a disorder of connective tissue affecting the skin, ligaments, and internal organs. So Garry Turner can stretch to his incredible lengths, which has given him fame in the Guinness World Record. 13 is Ashley Morris, allergic to water. Ashley Morris from Melbourne, Australia can't take a shower without pain. She suffers from a rare skin disorder called aquagenic urticaria, which means she's allergic to water. Sometimes vaccines have strange effects, and it was a heavy dose of penicillin that altered her histamine levels and gave her this very rare allergy. Other than this strange allergic reaction to water, she's perfectly healthy. Number 12 is Paul Karason, Papa Smurf. Unfortunately, in 2013, the most famous blue man, also known as Papa Smurf, died at the age of 62. He was born without deformities, but later developed blue skin and white hair as a result of a rare medical syndrome called argyria, or silver poisoning from dietary supplements he overconsumed. He drank 10 ounces of colloidal silver per day. Although colloidal silver is normally healthy, too much of anything can be dangerous. Number 11, Raileanu, the Human Magnet. Human magnetism is a popular name for an ability to attract objects to your skin. People alleged to have such an ability are often called human magnets. Well, Raileanu, known as the Human Magnet, can make a 57-pound TV cling to his chest. He claims that all he needs to do is focus his mind and the heavy item will stick to him. Raileanu also admits he can't explain his gift, which allows many objects, not just metal, to stick to his chest, neck, and forehead. He said, "I tend to keep it a secret from people in my hometown because I'm afraid of being branded a freak in their eyes." Number 10, Etibar Elchyev, the Magnet Man. He set a new world record by having the most spoons attached to his body at once. 53 spoons on his back and chest, smashing his previous record of 50 and breaking the world record. With so much confidence in his ability, he said, "When the time comes, I'm going to move to airplanes and empty train carriages. I won't reveal all my cards at once." Well, we're certainly looking forward to some of these real-life Magneto achievements. Number 9, Abul Bajandar, the Tree Man. In 2019, Bangladesh's Tree Man went back in the hospital for more surgery to remove his branch-like warts all over his hands and feet. The Tree Man has an extremely rare genetic disease known as Tree Man syndrome. In 2016, he underwent a series of complex operations to remove lesions. Bajandar has been living with the disease, epidermoplasia verruciformis, for more than 2 decades, and it's resulted in extreme wart-like growths across his body. But this deformity doesn't do him any good. The condition is caused by a defect in his immune system, which increases your susceptibility to HPV, or human papillomavirus, often leading to chronic HPV infection, skin lesions, and an increased risk of developing melanoma skin cancer. Unfortunately, he doesn't get any unique attributes like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Actually, it's so painful, he'd rather amputate. Number 8, Mandy Sellars, elephant legs. Mandy was born with abnormally large and deformed legs and feet, and it continued to grow at a disproportionate rate. Her legs ballooned to 17 stones, or about 230 pounds. However, after being given new drugs, she now claims her legs have shrunk by 5 stones, or 70 pounds. Number 7, Deepak Jangira's gift from God. Deepak says he has a gift from God, and he can put a live wire on his tongue without breaking a sweat. He's the resident electric boy who baffles scientists with his gift, where he can allow 11,000 volts to pass through his body with no harm whatsoever. The Indian young man discovered his strange skill when he was repairing his mother's heater and got zapped. Now he claims he can resist enough electricity to power 500 houses, so sitting with his hands inside of buckets of water with naked live wires and not getting burned, well, that's a feat that's a drop in the bucket. No pun intended. Number 6 is Valeryevna Lukyanova. Take a look at her photo and realize this is not a life-size Barbie doll. She's as real as you and I. The Ukrainian model and entertainer of Russian origin is famous for her resemblance to a Barbie doll. To enhance the Barbie effect, Lukyanova uses makeup and contact lenses over her naturally grayish blue eyes. She has stated that she has had breast implants, but the rest of her body is natural and slender due to daily gym workouts and a particular diet. Number 5 is Abby and Brittany Hensel. One body, two souls. Abigail Lorraine Hensel and Brittany Lee Hensel, only 21 years old, are American conjoined twins with a case of being dysphalic parapagus twins. This means they're highly symmetric for conjoined twins, which gives the appearance of having a single body without marked variation from typical proportions. Each one has a separate heart, stomach, spine, pair of lungs, and spinal cord. So they're not immobile. Each twin controls one arm and one leg, so they have to work in unison to maintain momentum. Can you imagine the focus these girls had as infants learning to clap, crawl, and walk? However, they eat and write separately and simultaneously. Activities such as running, swimming, hairbrushing, and driving a car require much more coordinated efforts of action. Now, the twins' progress has been covered in the popular media, including Life magazine, The Oprah Winfrey Show, as well as starring in their own reality series, Abby and Brittany on TLC in 2012. Number 4 is Lily Velasquez, the Braveheart. Born with a rare syndrome that prevents her from gaining weight, plus progeria, which accelerates the aging of babies, Elizabeth Lizzie Velasquez of Texas was harshly bullied as a child in school. Then as a teenager, she discovered a YouTube video labeling her the world's ugliest woman. So instead of cowardly bunkering in her home away from society, she decided to create a documentary following the inspiring journey of overcoming the hardships of bullying and becoming an anti-bully activist. So, 26-year-old, 58-pound Lizzie went from cyberbullying victim to anti-bullying activist. This film chronicles unheard stories and details of Lily's physical and emotional journey up to her multi-million-viewed TEDx talk, and follows her pursuit from a motivational speaker to Capitol Hill as she lobbies for the first federal anti-bullying bill. Number 3 is Jyoti Kasanj Amji, the Tiny Lady. In 2011, the Tiny Lady Indian actress became notable for being the world's shortest living woman according to the Guinness Book of World Records following her 18th birthday. With a height of only 62.8 centimeters or 2 feet 0.6 inches tall, her restricted height is due to a genetic disorder called achondroplasia. Before her international popularity, Amj was mentioned in the 2009 documentary entitled Body Shock, 2-foot-tall teen. Number 2 is Kim Goodman. Kim Goodman is a woman who's able to pop her eyes out of her eye sockets by 12 millimeters, which is close to a half inch, and this means that she holds the world record for the farthest eyeball protrusion. She discovered her eyeball popping talent one day when she was hit over the head with a hockey mask. And now her eyeballs pop out much further than usual, and ever since that day, she can pop them out on cue, and as well when she yawns. After an appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, Goodman was included in the Guinness Book of World Records in their 50th anniversary list of top 10 feats of all time in 2004. Number 1, a tribe with ostrich feet. You ever heard of ostrich feet syndrome? Well, the Vadoma people, also known as the Bantwana tribe, they live in the Kanyemba region of the northern Zimbabwe area, and they're exceptional as about a third of their members have ostrich feet syndrome, which is more scientifically known as ectrodactyly. It's a genetic defect in which the middle 3 toes of a person are literally absent, and the remaining 2 at the outer edges are turned in. It allows you to walk with some difficulty and unfortunately doesn't give you good speed when you run either. However, it does help them climb trees, and this is pretty useful since they follow a traditional hunter-gatherer way of living. The ostrich feet syndrome makes shoes irrelevant, but that might be a plus. You can save some money. So what do you think about these 25 cases of people you never knew existed? Leave your comments below and be sure to like, share, subscribe, and bang that notification bell. We'll see you next time.